What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I will be tackling how to remove the dash on the white Panda. And you're gonna say, well, why are you removing the dash? Maybe I'll tell you at the end of this video, so make sure to stay tuned. So I'm gonna do how to remove the dash because I need to remove it. So if you're ever interested in removing the dash because you have a cracked dash, or maybe you want to do a color change from a gray to a black, stay tuned and watch the rest of this video. Thanks for watching. Let's go. So there is several ways to remove the dash. Some people remove the steering wheel, some people don't. I'm gonna try to get away with not having to remove the steering wheel because I'll still need it to turn the car around and stuff like that. But for the time being, I'm gonna try to just save it and keep it on there. So first and foremost, we're gonna go ahead and remove this switch panel to unconnect it, remove the gauge cluster. We've already removed these bolts right here for the AC vents. There's a couple bolts over there, and then we're gonna move on to the speakers where there's a bolt that latches onto here. So that is the first step, is just get this on, and I'm gonna go ahead and put you on a tripod and go from there. So take out the gauge cluster bezel. If I remember correctly, this should just pop 2 more screws right in there. Let's go ahead and show you. As you can see, there's one bolt right here and one bolt right there. And there's actually 2 more right down here to the bottom right. One more on each side. If you have magnetic screwdrivers, that'd probably be a lot more helpful because then you could actually be able to bring it right out with the screwdriver. So gauge cluster has 4 bolts. One on this corner, one on this corner, and one on tops. So this should just pop right out because there's no cables behind it. And if we know, this body chassis only had 123,878 miles. So this one, if I remember correctly, you kind of like go like this, and you should bring it right out with no problem. So there goes the gauge cluster. Next screws are to be removed are these ones right here. There's one right at this bottom and there's another one right here. While we're already in the same area, we're gonna just remove them. And the right and the right. So that should be all the plugs that we need to all the bolts that we need to remove in this particular area. Now we're gonna work on the cruise control, unplugging that, which is right to the left of it. So we'll be popping this part off right here. Preferably if you have interior removal panels, tools for it. Because I don't have those, I'm just gonna use a small flathead and just kind of pop it right out, at least hopefully, right? So I don't want to pry it too bad because I don't want to damage it. Just kind of work it around. Again, just taking my time. I don't want to bust no clips or anything like that. We're going to go ahead and disconnect these right here. And 3. So again, pretty simple to remove this. I didn't damage anything to it. The clips are still nice and intact. And now we're good on this side. You will need to remove this pieces right here. So there are 3 bolts. There's 2 right around the front right here, and there's 1 right behind. So make sure to take these out. then it should just pop right out. Here goes the top cover and the bottom cover. So that takes off the top cover and the bottom cover here. So you're good here. So we're done with that part. Like I mentioned, you would have to remove this one, this one, and this one, and this one to release the dash from the ACs. But we got one more bolt. I mean, two more bolts down here. We got one right here and one on the other side. So we're gonna go ahead and remove those now. So this portion of the center console, we're pretty much done over here. The only thing we have to do is disconnect two plugs from here, remove the airbag, remove these bolts here, and then remove the ones from the tweeters. So we're gonna go ahead and now move over and disconnect. Well, let's not disconnect. Let's just go ahead and move on to the bolts, and then we'll disconnect the other stuff later. So now we're gonna work on the passenger side. So now we're working on the passenger side. If you guys remember, obviously I removed the stereo before. This time around, and also I removed the glove box. So you're gonna have to remove these screws up here to remove the glove box, and we'll be removing this bolt right here, this bolt right here, and I've already removed this one over here from the last time. So these two we're gonna go ahead and remove right now, and then we'll move forward. So I will be removing these up here as well because they are connected to the metal. These are actually the ones that hold the glove box, but I put them right back in because I just didn't want to go ahead and lose them. So I went ahead and just put them back in. This one's already pretty much loose here. If we notice, this piece was already cracked right here, so I don't know what happened, but this part of the dash has been cracked. So be careful with your dash because they're real brittle, especially because the cars have been over 20 years old. So make sure to just be very careful how you remove this stuff. So I'm just gonna go ahead and keep this piece off of here. I want to make sure I want to save this and I don't lose it, even though it's broken. So the metal piece came right off, and then there's a little plug here. We're just gonna set it aside for now. Also, go ahead and remove this bolt right here. I already loosened it up, and the one on this side over here as well. So we're gonna have to remove also this plastic right here. There's a screw underneath. I have removed it already, and there's another bolt over here. So we're gonna go ahead and knock that right out. Come right off just like it did. I want to say it's a speaker vent. So, but there's no speakers in here, but it's a vent and it's out. So what that did, there was a bolt that was holding it, the bolt in here and the bolt right here was holding on to the actual chassis. So now we're gonna go ahead and remove the airbag. So we're gonna go ahead, and if you're facing down and you're looking up into it, we're gonna go ahead and remove this bolt right here, this screw right here, this bolt right here, and this screw up here. Again, before you do anything like this, make sure to disconnect the battery for several hours so you don't have no issues, and you don't want to blow up an airbag for whatever reason. But always disconnect your ground wire before doing anything like this. Obviously this car don't have an engine and no battery, so we're good here. There's a clip right here for the airbag. What you want to do is pop this little green tab here, open. I don't know if you guys, so what you want to do is the little green tab here, you want to pop this open just like that. Be careful, don't break it. And there's a screw right here. I mean, there's a clip that should just pop right open. So it unplugs just like that right there. And then all you have to do is push the airbag up. So once that's disconnected right here, you just go ahead and push this and it comes right out. Cable and all. Your airbag is delete, and if you want to go ahead and get a cybernetics delete cover or drop in, this is a perfect time to do so. So literally, I don't have a windshield, so this makes it a lot easier. All you have to do is kind of pop it right open and it comes right up. But if you had a windshield, you would have to stick your hand through the inside and kind of play with it. But we'll just go ahead and unplug the Infinity factory speaker. Just like that, and like I said, Mitsubishi Infinity speaker. And then you will see here that there is a screw right inside there. Let me see if I can zoom in. This one right here, we're gonna go ahead and remove this one. You're gonna need at least a swivel head or a long extension if you had your windshield. So that bolt just comes right out. Again, a 10 millimeter comes right out of here. Now we're gonna go to on the driver's side. So this is the driver's side tweeter. Again, we're just gonna go ahead and just pop it right open or up, and it comes right off just like that. And all we have to do is disconnect the speaker tweeter. Done. Again, gotta show that off. Beautiful thing. Now we'll get to the screw that's in here. And these are the two screws that go in the tweeter section. So now that we removed all those bolts, the dash is pretty loose now. We just got to make sure that we remove that white one and that black one. So let's go ahead and do that now. The reason I took off my gloves is because when it comes to clips and stuff like that, it's easier for me to pull them off. But big shout outs to Falcon Tires for supporting the build. There's one. Here's the other one. So the black and the white one from the computer. So the next two connectors that we're gonna have to remove are the ones that have foam on them. So it's this one, I don't know if you could see it, but you could access it right through the hole. There's this big large one with foam, and there's a smaller one right below it too. So we're gonna go ahead and disconnect these two here. I disconnected one, and so you could actually pull them out. So you can see it right here. You pull and disconnect this one. So these will be staying with the body, I believe, as well with the cruise control stuff. The next one, those two right there, the next one is the other one. So following this extra cable here, it's a plug right above, and it's a black one. We're gonna go ahead and disconnect it. Let me see if I can put you guys in a good position. And just like that, this came out, and this will go with the dash, I believe. So those are the three connectors. And now, with that said, we should be able to remove this by just tugging on it. Make sure that we got everything that's clear. Push these cables back in. Put these ones over here. Make sure that they're not in the way. And again, I don't have glass, so it makes it a little easier to kind of play with it. Again, I don't want to break anything, so I want to make sure that I'm clearing everything. The only thing I see that's been an issue is the turn signals, arms and stuff like that. It might be we pull it this way, that might be able to help it. But we got it this side cleared. Okay, there's one more connection that I'm fighting with, and that was my fault. I think it was just the wiper one that was holding it. Whoa. And just like that, we have no dash in the car. Again, you want to be very careful because a lot of these tabs tend to break, like the one from the glove box. A lot of people end up accidentally breaking those because they're very brittle. So we just got to make sure that we're very safe with that. I'm going to go over, and again, this is upside down. This is the driver's side. There's 1, 2 switches here that you can access through here. This one sits above on top of the fuse box. You want to disconnect this, disconnect the speakers. You want to disconnect the 2 harnesses from the computer. You want to disconnect the windshield wiper one because that was connected to it and it was holding us back. On this side it's just a speaker, and that's pretty much it. Pretty much bolts, and that's about it. Let's flip this over. So there you have it, guys. That easy. So if you guys ever go to a junkyard and you need to, and you're looking for a black dash instead of a gray one, it's super simple. Again, bolts here, screws here, bolts here, bolts here, and here. Airbag out, and the 2 bolts in the top, and that'll give you what we have here. Pretty much an empty dash with all the harness and everything. AC, the AC controls are here. It looks like this one sits like that. It's actually pretty neat to see a car without no dash, because it kind of gives you an idea what's really going on underneath the car. Here's a better view of it. So if you guys are new to the channel, the reason why I'm taking the dash out and taking it all apart is because I'm gonna repaint the whole car and media blast the whole car. So underneath and inside is gonna get repainted. There's not gonna be nothing that hasn't been touched on this car. So in order for us to create or build something really epic, we have to do it right, and we can't half-ass it. There's a couple of you guys out there that are doing the same style of project as far as bare chassis or bare shell, and man, I'm watching you guys. I appreciate you guys. You guys have been very helpful with your videos and pictures on Instagram, so I appreciate you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Below I'm going to write the description that I found on how to remove this. I'll give the gentleman credit, whoever wrote it, and I'll put it below this video in the description on how to remove it and you're gonna need to remove it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And stay tuned, we gotta take apart more parts. So next video is removing the AC condenser. Thank you guys for again supporting. Big shout outs to Auto Fashion, old school guys from back in the day from my neighborhood, and obviously Falcon, Sparko, everybody else, Carbonetics, and everybody below in the description. If you guys want to support, you guys could donate $5 a month or add more on my Patreon page, or even purchase merchandise and stuff like that. Everything that is bought on that stuff, it actually goes back to the car, so I appreciate it. Man, thank you guys. See you guys on the next video.